Well, there are two tax hikes slated for lawmakers to consider this year at the very beginning of the legislative session.
Yeah, both support education, a thing all legislative leaders say is a funding priority. 13 Action News reporter Sean Delancey asked leaders whether both taxes could pass and joins us live right now with their answer. Sean?
Yeah, Dave and Kalina, the Clark County Education Association is pushing for both of these tax increases. They got the initiatives passed by popular vote, meaning that the legislature must consider them within the first 40 days of the session. I asked legislative leaders how they feel about these tax increases, and it's not good news for CCEA.
When I say educator, you say power.
During the 2019 legislative session, teachers took to the streets demanding extra funding and pay raises. In 2021, the budget is tight and teachers are worried.
We're still taking the needs of teachers very seriously.
Senate Majority Leader Nicole Canizero says that everyone is focused on funding education, but she's hesitant to support two tax increases pushed onto the legislative docket by the Clark County Education Association. One to increase sales tax, the second to increase gaming tax.
I think there are legitimate questions about whether those are the right mechanisms to move forward.
Canizaro says gaming properties have already been hammered by coronavirus shutdowns and limited tourism. Democratic Assembly Speaker Jason Frierson also worries that a sales tax boost would hurt the people least able to afford it.
Nevada already has one of the highest sales taxes in the country, and so proposing to raise that again, we don't think is necessarily appropriate, and we also think that it's regressive.
Republican minority leaders James Settlemyre and Robin Titus agree, saying there is little enthusiasm to pass the increases as written in the first 40 days of the session.
I don't think there is a desire of the majority party to actually vote on those. I think it's a situation where it will go to the voters.
If the taxes don't get the green light from lawmakers in those 40 days, they will automatically go to the ballot for voters to decide in 2022, something Titus also has reservations about.
Taking those tax increases to the ballot box is not a good way to solve our tax problem. Nevada has a very complex tax structure. My belief is that there hasn't been a really good overview of the entire tax structure for decades. And I think that's where we really need to look at how we can't just continue to plug the dam with our fingers.
Now, none of these conversations mean anything if the legislature cannot stay safe during this coronavirus pandemic. I'll tell you how lawmakers plan to make it work in our next look ahead at the 2021 legislative session. Sean Delancey, 13 Action News.